Hello everyone, welcome to another Gwarzalez Magic. Today we're going to be playing some Pauper Affinity. I've made some changes to the list that I think are fun and exciting. Still playing the primarily rug build with some white and black from the sideboard. I suppose I could, no, I still want to be playing predominantly white here. Yeah, the biggest adjustments I made to the decks, I put in 2 Ornithopters over the Flare Husks. I find they combo a little better with Springleaf Drum, Frogmite, and Mirror Enforcer, which are all critical for our artifact counts. Springleaf puts a taps for mana, and I was noticing that I was using Flare Husk mostly as a way to sacrifice something to Edict effects, and as a way to get fast mana with Springleaf, and as a way to quickly rack up Frogmite and Mirror Enforcer artifact counts. So I would much rather pay 0 mana for an artifact that fits those roles a little better, as opposed to paying 1 for one that might have little damage to the board later. Still playing a mostly combo version with 4 Chromatic Stars to cycle through our deck and fix, 2 Ichor Wellsprings to draw cards, 2 Prophetic Prisms to draw cards and fix, and then a full 4 Atogs and 2 Flings. Also playing the 4 Galvanic Blasts, 4 Carapace Forgers, 4 of the Affinity Artifacts, and 4 Thoughtcasts. The other adjustment I made to the deck is I put in 3 Rested Relics over the Auriok Sun Chasers. Rested Relic, now that it's a common from the new Modern Master set, can afford to go toe-to-toe with one of the creatures our deck just used to get sort of eaten up by, which is Gurmag Angler, but we finally have a way to trade favorably with the Angler. The only downside is that Rested Relic costs 4, so he's a little slow. But I've been enjoying some success with him, especially with the Ornithopter Springleaf Drum combo, which is one of my favorite combos in all of Magic. And yeah, the deck I think is a little better in this iteration. We do sacrifice some of our flyers, so I might go back to that. I mean, aggressive flyers. Ornithopter here is just a 0/2. There's unfortunately no cranial plating, so there's no way to suit him up and get in for more damage. He is great Atog fodder, though. Going to the board, I haven't really changed anything here. Still have Circle Protection Red for the pesky burn decks. Rare Revelation, a lot of good enchantments in Pauper that we can blow up with it. Standard Bearer goes in again. I've been bringing it against burn, also very good against Boggles and Mono Black. Dispel, mostly for the burn matchup. Diabolic Edict for when we need to sap creatures. 2 Doomblades for when we just need to destroy creatures. Electrickery for decks like Elves or Mono Green Stompy. Pyroblast for the blue decks, just the thing for those pesky water mages. 2 Ancient Grudges for the Mirror and Tron. Relic of Progenitus for whenever applicable. There are some graveyard strategies. Armadillo Cloak for whenever we need to race. And a Scattershot Archer, which I haven't actually ever brought in the game, so he may not be making the cut. I've never really found him to be that useful. I suppose he could come in against maybe a mono blue controlling deck that's maybe playing a lot of the fairies. But like I've said, haven't really had a chance to play with it yet. I guess it could also come against the white weenie deck for Squadron Hawk. But let's get into some games. Let's see how we do, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Alright, here on our first match, yes, we'd like to be on the play. This hand is great. This hand is great. We are going to keep this. Unfortunately, not a turn 1 Frogmite, but still fairly good. Let's go Great Furnace, Springleaf. Actually, this is a turn 1 Frogmite, isn't it? Yeah. So I'm going to tap. This is 2 turn 1 Frogmites. Pretty good start. Yeah, Ornithopter, you just could not have done that with Flare Husk. Ornithopter really coming into its own there. Like, this would be a fine start in a modern deck if the artifact lands were unbanned. Be perfectly happy with this. Looks like we're playing against Burn. He is forced to Chain Lightning a Frogmite, which is good. Anytime the burn player has to direct burn spells to your creatures and not you, you are coming ahead in that one. Let's see, how much is Mirror Enforcer going to cost me? 2? Why not? Let's refill our hand. Probably should have played the Chrome Star. Should have held off on the Mirror Enforcer until I play this Chromatic Star, but I don't think it matters too much. Swing 2. So we have a pretty good start here. I think that our matchup is pretty decent against Burn, especially after board. So we have a bunch of tools we can bring in: Circle Protection Red, Armadillo Cloak, Dispel. Maybe I should start playing Hydro Blast over that elf. Oh, maybe it's not just mono red burn. It's playing Foundry Street Denizen and Mod Conscripts. Okay, so this is more of a creature goblin-y type deck. Draw for the turn. Rusted Relic is not bad. As that's going to be very good against my opponent's deck. And we're just going to go ahead and swing for 4 here. So I don't really want to trade the Frogmite for the Mod Conscripts quite yet. Ship the turn. My opponent not being on the mono red burn plan is a good reason to not chain lightning me. Instead trying to get ahead on creatures, but my creatures are going to outclass my opponents for the rest of the game. Even if he plays Goblin Bushwhacker here, I still have a 2/2 and a 5/5 blocker. And there's not really a lot he can do about it. Alright, so maybe a little Foundry Street Denizen into Goblin Bushwhacker. That's still not going to be that great. Sparksmith. Sparksmith could become an issue. He can destroy my Mirror Enforcer. So I could attack for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 next turn. I could swing for 11. I could also alternatively attack for 9. He Sparksmiths my biggest creature. Does 4 damage. Oh, is this a Fire Blast? My opponent is choosing to Fire Blast now. That's okay. Don't mind a Thought Cast. Let's draw some cards. Into a Rusted Relic. Let's see if we can pop this for something useful. Carapace Forger. Not really what I wanted. Let's see if we can pop this into a Galvanic Blast. Perfect. Let's go ahead and kill the Sparksmith. So that was pretty fortunate top deck for us. Now let's attack for 7. Now I do not mind trading off the Frogmite, as it'll either eat this Mod Conscripts or he'll be forced to chump. Alright, and it just eats the Mod Conscripts, which I'm more than happy with. Because even with a Goblin Bushwhacker, now my opponent only has... It can't be lethal. He spent 2 mountains, and he spent 2 mountains playing... Yeah, Teetering Peaks, okay. I like the position we're in. So yeah, you can attack me for 4. Ostensibly 6. There's another creature in my opponent's hand. Doesn't look like there is. Gonna lose 4 here. First blood on my opponent's 4th turn. Do not mind. What is Sparksmith? A 1/1. Springleaf Drum is not bad. Let's go ahead and swing for 5. Make our decision afterwards. Probably just going to go ahead and play Carapace Forger. No, I might as well tap out for the Rusted Relic. I don't see a reason not to. My opponent could have another Fire Blast. Like, no, he would have to draw Mountain or Fire Blast here and have both. But I think playing the 5/5 is a little better. Dies to less things. Yeah, and we win game 1. Let's go to the sideboards. What do we have? What do we have? Definitely want the Armadillo Cloak. Definitely want Circle Protection Red. Probably want the Doom Blades. Just to get rid of some of those goblin creatures. And I'll take out what I normally take out, which is both Ickerwell Springs, a Chrome Star. And I guess we don't need a Rusted Relic. No, because it's just outclasses all of his creatures. I think I want those. Maybe 1 Springleaf. I don't think all 4 is really necessary. We had a pretty sweet start last game. Sorry, just taking a drink. But there's no need to bet on that every game, especially since we only have the 2 Ornithopters. Alright, This hand's a little slower, but we have Ornithopter, Frogmite, Lands, Mirror Enforcer. So this could be a good hand. And we also have the Galvanic Blast if we draw into a red source. That's not a red source, so let's go... We're just going to go land. I don't really want to play the Ornithopter just to have it die. From a removal spell, I'd rather be able to chain into a Frogmite next turn. Goblin Sledder, okay. So I'm going to be taking 2 here. Just fine. Is my opponent going to miss a land drop? That'd be sweet. My opponent misses a land drop. Alright, there's a Spring Leaf. Not unhappy to see that. Let's go Ancient Den, Spring Leaf, Ornithopter, Frogmite. Mirror Enforcer costs 2. Alright, now my opponent's going to be... He's going to have some good removal spells this next turn. Does he miss another land drop? Indeed he does. This could be a Chain Lightning, I suppose, on the Frogmite, but I am a-okay with that. Okay, Mod Conscript's not bad. So he can sacrifice... Alright, well, he's choosing not to. Armadillo Cloak is probably one of my best draws here. How do I want to play this? I could put it... No, I'm gonna put it on Mirror Enforcer, because that's my beefiest dude. Let's just attack my opponent for 6 with lifelink. Nothing he can really do about it. He could, draw into some artifact removal, but the 6-point life swing here is pretty huge. And he would have to draw into another land to make that work, so... And I still have the Galvanic Blast in hand. Yeah, my opponent's just super mana screwed this game. Yeah, go ahead and attack me with the Foundry Street Denizen. I do not care. A-okay. My turn. Just drawing a lot of land. That's fine. Let's play an Ancient Den. Let's just go ahead and send in the Mirror Enforcer, and I can Galvanic Blast something if I need to. Yeah, my 6/6 Trampler Lifelinker is certainly going to do some work. So he could block with the Sledder, or just not block at all. In that case, what do I want to do? I want to kill the Sledder here. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the Sledder so my opponent can't do anything tricky with it. So we can either save... No, we can't even save its Sledder here. And I'm also forcing him to do it on my turn so that he cannot do any tricks with it. Yeah, that's fine. That's what I would have done. My opponent going to miss another land drop. Oh, he had another Sledder, so that was not the best. But still very far ahead here. No attacks. We draw Carapace Forger. I do like that. Let's send in the Clowns. My opponent could kill it if he blocks with everything. I maybe could have attacked with Frogmite, forced a chump. Is my opponent going to sacrifice goblins? Like, no matter what here, he has to kill. Yeah, he would have to, like, no matter what, I'm getting rid of his whole board if he does this. So I think it would have been fine just to block with everyone instead of doing this. Yeah, that seems a little silly, but sure. I do not agree with my opponent's blocking choices there. I think that that was a little foolish. I mean, there's not a lot he could do to stop it, but I don't think that sacrificing his whole board to the Sledder with 1 mana is going to be effective. He finally does draw another land. He does have 5 cards in hand, so I guess this game could still turn around in his favor. Making him use the Sledder on my turn, though, is kind of a stinker for him. But getting a 4-for-1 is good for me. Okay, Goblin Tinkerer cannot activate this turn, although he's probably had that the whole game. Also, not as big of a deal now that I have the Carapace Forger out. Also, I think I'd be more afraid of Gorilla Shaman. Let's go ahead and deploy this. Attack my opponent for 6. So now he can destroy the Mirror Enforcer and kill his own Tinkerer if he wants. But I still have probably lethal here. This game went very, very well. My opponent did get really mana screwed, and I was able to draw several significant threats this game. So yeah, you could kill my Mirror Enforcer or my Frogmite, and then I would kill your Tinkerer. Mog Raider. It's a good card. Boundary Street. Okay, the beasts are coming. Leaving up a red for the Tinkerer, probably to block and then sack the Tinkerer. I just need to draw something. I was gonna say Galvanic Blast, but this is fine. A 5/5 is just fine. Send in the boys. So my opponent can block with the Tinker, sack to kill the Mirror Enforcer. Yeah, that's probably how I would do it. Destroying Ornithopter? I just don't care about that. Because now the Tinkerer dies anyway, and I still have everything. I don't know why my opponent did that, but okay. Let's go and play our Rusted Relic, and that's probably going to be enough to end the game here. Yep, there's our pack. I'll see you guys in the next game.